Hi everyone! In this chapter, we will be looking at diseases of the endocrine system. The endocrine system is made up of glands that produce and secrete hormones. These hormones are responsible for a wide range of functions in the body. In part 1, we will look at some diseases associated with the pituitary gland. In part 2, we will focus on diseases of the thyroid gland. Part 3 covers diseases of the adrenal glands, and Part 4 looks at diabetes mellitus, which involves the pancreas. Let's start by looking at the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is located at the base of the brain and produces a number of hormones. Many of these hormones control the function of other endocrine glands, so the pituitary gland is often called the master gland. The pituitary gland is made of the front or anterior lobe and the back or posterior lobe. The anterior lobe secretes ACTH, which is adrenocorticotropic hormone. ACTH stimulates the adrenal glands to produce cortisol and other hormones. Growth hormone regulates growth and physical development. MSH is melanocyte stimulating hormone, which stimulates the production of melanin pigment in the skin. TSH is thyroid stimulating hormone, which stimulates the thyroid gland to produce thyroid hormones. Follicle stimulating hormone FSH and luteinizing hormone LH are the gonadotropins, which ensure normal functioning of the ovaries and testes. Prolactin stimulates breast milk production. The posterior lobe stores and secretes two hormones which are produced by the hypothalamus. Oxytocin is involved in contraction of the uterus during childbirth and in breast milk production. Antidiuretic hormone ADH increases the reabsorption of water by the kidneys. Since the pituitary gland secretes many hormones with various functions, over or underproduction of pituitary hormones can result in different conditions depending on which hormones are involved. In this lecture, we will only cover 4 conditions that are caused by malfunction of the pituitary gland. Let me show you a photo. Do you know who this is? Soccer fans will recognize that this is Lionel Messi, one of the greatest soccer players in the world. But do you know what condition he suffered from as a child? Messi was diagnosed with growth hormone deficiency when he was 11. He revealed that he had to learn how to inject himself with growth hormone every night. Due to the growth hormone deficiency, he was always the smallest in school or on the pitch, but with proper treatment, he was able to grow properly. Messi's condition is known as pituitary dwarfism. This condition is caused by growth hormone deficiency. Sometimes this is due to genetic mutation or injury. However, for most people, the cause cannot be identified. The lack of growth hormone results in slow growth, short stature, and delayed puberty. However, only the physical growth is delayed. Intelligence is not affected by this condition. The treatment for this condition is to give growth hormone injections. Now let's look at what happens if the pituitary gland secretes too much growth hormone. Excessive secretion of growth hormone can be caused by a benign tumor of the pituitary gland. This tumor overproduces growth hormone. If this happens before puberty, it results in gigantism. Before puberty, the epiphyseal plates are still open. If you recall from anatomy and physiology, the ends of long bones have a layer of cartilage called epiphyseal plates. The cartilage acts as a template for new bone to grow. Since bones can grow longer during childhood, excessive growth hormone will result in the person being very tall. Some parts of the body may be larger in proportion to other parts. For example, the person may have thick fingers and toes or coarse facial features. If overproduction of growth hormone occurs after puberty, it results in another condition known as acromegaly. In adults, the epiphyseal plates are already closed. The person will not grow taller. Instead, signs and symptoms could include enlarged hands and feet, enlarged lips, nose and tongue, protruding lower jaw, and thickened skin. Next, we will look at diabetes insipidus. This is not the same condition as diabetes mellitus. Insipid means dilute and odorless, whereas mellitus means like honey. What do you think these descriptions are referring to? If you guess urine, you are absolutely right. Diabetes insipidus produces large amounts of diluted urine. On the other hand, diabetes mellitus can cause sugar to be present in the urine. Diabetes insipidus is caused by decreased secretion or action of antidiuretic hormone. ADH increases the reabsorption of water at the kidneys. So, without sufficient ADH, excessive dilute urine is produced. This is known as polyuria. Since the body is unable to retain water, this results in excessive thirst. The person needs to drink a lot of water, otherwise they would become dehydrated very easily. This condition is treated by giving synthetic ADH. In this section, we have covered pituitary dwarfism, gigantism, acromegaly, and diabetes insipidus. Before moving on to the next section, try to recall what these conditions are and what causes them.